All right, let's dive in. We're talking about a subject that, well, it can feel like a super tough puzzle algebra. But stick with me, because I promise by the end of this, you're going to see it less as scary math and more as a fun mystery that you can actually solve. So, have you ever just stared at an equation with that letter X in it and felt completely lost? Yeah, you are not alone. It looks super confusing, right? But what if I told you there's a simple code, like a secret key, to crack it every single time? Well, guess what? There is. And we're going to learn it right now together. I want you to think of this as a quest. Our mission today is actually pretty simple. We're going to learn the rules to find the secret value of any variable, whether it's an x, a y, or whatever. You're basically about to become an equation-solving detective. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so before we can solve anything, we have to get one thing down. It's the single most important idea in all of algebra. I like to call it the golden rule of balance. So here's the deal. The core idea is this. I want you to picture an old school, perfectly balanced scale. You know the kind. If you add a little weight to one side, what happens? It tips. To keep it level, you have to add the exact same weight to the other side. That right there, that concept is the key to absolutely everything we're doing today. So what are we balancing exactly? Something called a linear equation. And look, don't let the fancy term scare you. All it is a math sentence where that equal sign is basically shouting, hey, this side has the exact same value as that side. Our whole mission is to figure out the one number for our variable that makes that sentence true. All right, every good detective needs a toolkit, right? Well, ours is all about something called inverse operations. Just think of them as our secret keys. They let us undo or reverse whatever is happening in the equation. This is how we get our mysterious variable all by itself. And the best part? These tools are super simple. To get that variable alone, we just have to undo the math that's happening to it. So what's the opposite or inverse of adding? It's subtracting. What's the inverse of multiplying? Dividing. That's literally it. These pairs are the only tools we're going to need for our quest today. Okay, toolkit in hand, let's go. It's time for our first challenge. We're going to start with what are called one-step equations. This is where we get to put one of our shiny new tools to the test on a really simple problem. So let's look at our first case file, x plus 6 equals 14. Now remember, what's the goal? Get x all by itself on one side of that equal sign. But right now, it's hanging out with a plus 6. So how do we undo that? We bust out our toolkit. Step 1, what's the operation? It's addition, right? Plus 6. So what's the inverse of adding 6? You got it, subtracting 6. So we subtract 6, and here's that golden rule again, we have to do it to both sides. We got to keep that scale balanced. On one side, x plus 6 minus 6, the 6's just cancel each other out, leaving x all alone. And on the other side, 14 minus 6 is 8. And boom, just like that, we have our answer. X equals 8. But wait, how do we know for sure that we're right? We don't have to just guess or hope. This is maybe the coolest part about algebra. You can always check your work to know if you nailed it. So how do we do that? It's easy. We just plug our answer, that 8, back into the original equation. So if x is 8, does 8 plus 6 equal 14? Yeah, it does. 14 equals 14. See? The scale is perfectly balanced. Mystery number 1 is officially solved. Excellent work. You ready for another one? Let's try this. 4y equals 20. Now, don't let that y throw you off. It works exactly the same way as x. The real key here is to ask yourself, what kind of math is happening between that 4 and that y? Okay, pro tip. Whenever you see a number squished right up next to a letter like that, it always means multiplication. So that's really 4 times y. And how do we undo multiplication? We use its inverse, division. So we divide both sides by 4. On the left, the 4's cancel out, leaving y all by itself. And on the right, 20 divided by 4 is 5. And there's our answer. Y equals 5. Okay, you've totally mastered the one-step challenge. It is time to level up. We are now facing a two-step equation. Now, it may look a little tougher, but I promise you it uses the exact same rules and the exact same toolkit. So behold, the boss battle for today's quest. 3a minus 5 equals 10. Okay, what's happening here? This time our variable a has two things going on. It's being multiplied by 3, and it has 5 subtracted from it. No big deal, we just have to use our tools twice to set it free. But which tool do we use first? This is important. So here's a huge pro tip. Think about it like unwrapping a present. You have to take off the bow and the ribbon first, right? In algebra, you always undo the addition or subtraction first before you deal with the multiplication or division. So following that pro tip, we're going to deal with that -5 first. What's the inverse? Adding 5. So we add 5 to both sides. That leaves us with 3a equals 15. Hey, wait a minute. That looks really familiar, doesn't it? It's just a one-step problem now. We undo the times 3 by dividing both sides by 3, and we get our final answer, a equals 5. But we're not done till we do the final check to claim our victory. So if a is 5, does 3 times 5 minus 5 equal 10? Let's see. 3 times 5 is 15, and 15 minus 5 is 10. Yes! 10 equals 10. The scale is balanced. Boss battle defeated. And just like that, you've done it. You've cracked the basic code of algebra. For real, you now have the skills and the toolkit you need to solve both one-step and two-step equations. Seriously, congratulations. Look, if you remember just one thing from all of this today, let it be this. The secret to solving any equation, from the simplest ones to the crazy complex ones, is always the same. Always keep the scale balanced. It's such a powerful way of thinking, and honestly, it goes way beyond just a math class. It's about solving any kind of problem with logic and fairness. When we started, you might have seen that X as some big, unsolvable mystery. But now you have the key to unlock it. So the only question left is, what X mystery are you going to solve next?